Hello everybody and welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Ruth. I am the founder of Piano Picnic, where you can learn to play the piano bite by bite, and not only that, you can learn to become a creative pianist too. Now today we're talking about something to do with that creativity, and it's about unleashing your key creativity. Now that's sort of a broad title, but I think this I can't talk properly. I think this explanation is going to make it make sense for you. So think about these questions, and if you answer yes, then I've got a little something for you straight after this. Do you want to elaborate on the songs that you play? Do you want to make songs sound more clever and more unique than what's simply on the page or on the sheet music? Do you want to write your own songs? And if you want to unleash your creativity at the keys, you want to do all of those things and more, then you need to learn more about chords and their jobs than you currently know. So in this chat, we're going to talk about how a greater awareness of chords and what they can do in a song will help you discover that inner creative pianist. Now, I'm a bit of a fan of Jacob Collier. You guys might listen to him as well. There's been a lot of buzz for him recently because he's just about to release his third album. So that's very exciting. I think that's coming out tomorrow. But one of the things I heard him say in a recent interview was this: chords were my first crush. All I wanted was to understand them. So I just got a text. Okay, no, it's not about this. That's fine. All I wanted was to understand them. So what we want to do is fall in love with chords, and we also want to understand them more so that we can fall deeper in love with them, right? So here's a scenario. You possibly know a few three-note chords, am I right? You probably know your major chords, your minor chords. You might know your diminished and augmented chords as well. So those are all our basic triads, right? Or our sus2, sus4, that sort of thing. You might even know your four-note chords, or you might not. That's cool as well. But our four-note chords include our seventh chords, so things like major sevenths, minor sevenths, dominant sevenths, diminished sevenths, right? All of those chords, we can know technically what they are, but here's two questions for you. One, do you know when to use each of those chords for a purposeful, desired impact? And second question is, do you know how to identify those chords when you hear them based on the impact that they've had? Okay, so we're talking about essentially the same idea, that chords have an impact on us, right? Every job, it's early. Every chord has a job to do. Every chord has its little piece of the story that it's trying to tell. And I'll talk a little bit about how that is in a moment. But basically, by learning each chord's job and how it contributes to the story of the song, then we can do those two things. One, we can use chords for a desired intentional impact. And two, we can identify them when we hear them based on the impact that they have had. Those two things. And you want to know why we want to be able to do those two things, because that is what contributes to all those creative pursuits that we want to get better at as a pianist. Let me lay that out. So, when to use a chord for a desired intentional impact, right? To tell a particular part of a story. When might we need to do that? when we're songwriting, right? We're writing a song and we need to tell that story in music. So we want to be able to know the jobs of different chords and pull in the right ones to tell that story. Also, when we're arranging. So if you're arranging a song that you've already learned and you've got a chord that is the proper chord, you know, the chord in the song that you're supposed to play, but maybe you want to arrange it so that it sounds a little bit different, but still essentially has the same job, okay? We call that reharmonizing. But that is the same idea. We need to know what chords have which jobs so that we can have an intentional impact on the story, okay? Same thing for improvising. It's the same skill. Same thing for riffing or comping. You know, when you have perhaps reading from a lead sheet and you want to expand on what you are being told to play, you want to fill in the gaps, we need to know what chords we can pull in that will still tell the essential story, right? But expand. And so the second thing was how to identify them when we hear them based on the impact that those chords have had on us, based on the story they're telling us. And that skill is in turn what helps us to play by ear, right? Because if we hear a chord or a series of chords and we can internalize it and recognize the impact that those chords are having on us, then we are able to, based on the job the chords have done, find out which chords we are hearing. Okay, so it's sort of like the forwards and backwards of the same idea. Are you with me? If you're watching this and you're kind of coming along with what I'm saying, please put a hi in the comments so that I know that you're there. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments whether you are following this idea. So this idea that chords have jobs. If we can learn those jobs, we can learn the impact that the chords can have on us, the part of the story that they are telling, then we can both use it intentionally in our songwriting, in our comping, in our arranging, in our improvising, and recognize when they are happening, which means we can play by ear because we can figure out which chords we're hearing. Okay, this is great. Let's move on from here. So, as I said, certain chords have certain jobs, and those jobs change when they are around other certain chords. Okay, so chords have our own little impact on us, but then when we put them with different chords before or after, they can start to change the job, right, of that chord. Here's an example. So if you hear a minor chord just by itself, we sort of tend to say that a minor chord sounds a little bit somber or a little bit melancholic, right? Then, oh yay, we've got some people here. Sorry, I'm just going to stop mid-sentence to say hi to Bev and also Valerie. Yay! Hi guys, thanks for joining me. So we are learning about chords. Yes, Bev says, look, I'll just pull this in. How do I do that? Bev says, hi, much further along in chords than I am. Fun to know though. Okay, it's exactly. This is what I'm just sort of introducing this idea to you guys. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but there is going to be training on this topic. So I'm getting to this at the end of this broadcast. I'll be talking about the training that we're going to be doing this month so that you guys can get up to speed with the jobs that chords have. Oh, cool. Thanks, Bev. And we've also got Valerie here, says, Val here to learn about chords. Woohoo! We love chords. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So let me find out where I was up to. So yes, so if we have a minor chord, it sort of sounds a bit somber, right, and melancholic. Whereas if we put something like a dominant seventh chord straight after it, and you don't have to know what a dominant seventh chord is to get this concept, right? When we put this particular chord after it, it actually changes the idea of that minor chord. It isn't so much about being sad anymore. It's about moving towards the dominant seventh chord. And then the dominant seventh chord has its own job where it moves towards the one chord, basically, right? So all these chords essentially are moving us toward the next chord. And it's that forward momentum that if we can harness that, when we hear a song like that, a well-written song that creates that forward momentum where the chords sort of pull you along through the story, that's what brings us on the journey of a great song. So this is all really wonderful. And of course, this can get, it's a huge topic. We call it functional harmony. So basically the function of chords, the jobs of chords. And it can be a huge topic, and people study it for a lifetime in order to write incredible, complicated jazz compositions, right? We're not so much worrying about that. If you want to do that, that's a Berkeley jazz degree away, okay? So we don't have to worry about that right now. But we're just going to learn some of the basics, and that way we can just be aware of when we're hearing music, how it's moving us forward, that forward momentum through the chords, how chords work together. Just a little bit of an awareness is really going to unleash your ability to use chords and to identify chords as well. So, I of course was just saying that I'm going to be doing a coaching on chords. So if you are hearing this and you're like, this sounds pretty interesting, all I knew was that there were major and minor chords, or there were a few chords that I needed to know. I didn't know that they had jobs. If you're thinking that, then you need to come along to my training. We're going to be learning how, not only are we going to learn how to create most of the 3-note and 4-note chords from anywhere on the keyboard, right? I'm going to teach you how to build those chords in a sort of formulaic way, rather than you having to memorize, 60 different chords in, 24 different keys, right? No. So we are just going to be learning the formula for creating a lot of the main chords, so 3-note and 4-note chords. We're going to be doing some advanced ones as well. And then we're going to look at the jobs that some of these chords do, so that we can recognize them when we hear them, when we feel that the function of the chord, we can recognize what chord we're hearing, and also we can use the chord within our creative playing. Okay? So those two things, how to create a chord based on its formula anywhere on the keyboard, and also what the jobs of those chords are. We're going to be doing that in the chord coaching session. We love chords. That's what I've called it, because I was like, what else am I going to call it? I love chords. So does Jacob Collier. And by the end of this coaching session, so will you. You're going to be totally crushing on chords, because I will tell you, it can be a lifelong obsession once you crack open that particular bottle. So, if you want to broaden your understanding of chords, if you want to unleash your creativity in the areas of arranging, jamming, composing, songwriting, improvising, comping, playing by ear, and just all these, I mean, it literally affects everything that you do at the keyboard creatively. So come along to my coaching session. It is in a couple of weeks' time. It's, I think, let's take a look when it is. It's on the 21st of August. 21st of August for you guys in the US and the UK. And if you're down under like me, then it's 22nd of August in the morning. But all you have to do to book that is go to pianopicnic.com/coaching, and you can book your place. It's a 60-minute coaching session, and this is a big topic, so I'm probably going to go over. But it's come live means that you get to ask questions, and I will answer them live at the end. And you get a PDF as well, and a little challenge to do to try and help you to put that into action. So there's all those elements there to help it sink in and make it practical as well. If you are already a creative pianist in the Creative Pianist membership, then you will get this coaching session for free. So please do not go and pay for it, because you are already a VIP Creative Pianist member, and so you get access automatically. Otherwise, if you're not a Creative Pianist member, you can sign up. It's actually really reasonable. It's only $27 a month and you get access to everything in Piano Picnic. So I encourage you to check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, I will see you at the We Love Chords coaching session in a few weeks. Looky here, I can also see Joseph here. Hi Joseph. Let me just grab this. Look how fancy I am. I can bring the comments up. Lovely to see you, Joseph. Joseph's always drops us by and says hi. Thank you. Great idea to add subtitles. I'm guessing this is happening automatically because I didn't add anything. I mean, unless you mean the comments, in which case I agree. They're very, very cool. So thank you, Joseph and Valerie and Bev and whoever else we've got watching here. Say hi in the comments. Yeah. I might just hang out for a few more minutes, just in case you guys have any questions, because I'm feeling like I've been quite quick today, talking about chords and their jobs. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will wait around for a few minutes just in case. But yeah, so We Love Chords is the coaching session. The last coaching session we did was on basic technique and posture. So if you are new to the piano or you've been learning the piano for a while and you feel like you get, whether you get back pains or whether you get wrist pains or cramp in your hands or fingers, or even if you're just struggling to utilize your fingers in the way that you think you should be, then a proper technique is really going to help you. So this was a really in-depth coaching session that we did last month, and if you want to access that, you totally can. The only way to access it though is to go join up to the Creative Pianist membership. You not only get access to all the forthcoming coaching sessions, you also get to access all the previous sessions, and as we do more and more, that library of sweet coaching sessions is going to be building up, so it's worth signing up now. Bev says, great, I want to comp, better finish up Loving Lead Sheets. Yeah. Yep, there's a lot in there. Loving Lead Sheets is the course that Bev is doing, where you can learn the process of how to play from a lead sheet. And there's also some riffing ideas in there and tips for playing with other people and tips for pedaling, lots of good stuff for if you're wanting to start on that route to comping and creatively playing. So riffing off a lead sheet is sort of like you're given basic information and then you can elaborate on that, and that's sort of what we talk about in the course. Very cool. Thank you, Bev. So I think I'm going to end it there. Oh, I was just going to say, Bev said she wants to comp. Just in case anyone out there isn't aware what comping is. Comping is sort of like a shortened word we give to accompanying. So if you are... It kind of means two things, really. It can be accompanying, so if you're a pianist and you're accompanying a singer or another instrumentalist, or comping can also kind of mean just riffing off some chords and just, expanding on a lead sheet or something like that. Some people call that comping as well. So comping can be a term we sort of use to mean that you're sort of like making it up a little bit as you go along. Valerie says, sounds cool. I will apply it to the relaxed improv I am doing now. Awesome. The relaxed improv. Peaceful piano improvising at home is another course that you can do. Awesome, Valerie. Thanks for joining me. And Joseph says, Loving Lead Sheets is key. Check it out. Thank you. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. It's been awesome having you guys there and commenting. I hope that you have a wonderful week. It's been really nice to check in with you guys and see you all in the comments. And for those of you watching the replay, have a comment as well, because, I am Piano Picnic. So all the commenting back is going to be me. So if you have any questions, make sure you check them in the comments, and I will get back to you ASAP. Have a lovely, lovely week. Make sure you get some piano playing done. Even if it's just a little bit, and make sure that you play it like you mean it. That is Wait, is it in focus? I can't get it to focus. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.